Hi guys, enjoy this recorded session Mindfulness Holistic Living with HEMA and Ladies in Leadership NARI KAUR. Welcome to my space, my channel Happiness with HEMA. I was fortunate to have an interaction session with NARI KAUR for her channel NARI Liz Woman in Leadership. I hope you're going to enjoy this collaboration chit chat. Over to the session.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast and our YouTube channel called Ladies in Leadership. Thank you for joining us. And just as a reminder, we're here to empower women from all over the globe on all things motivation, confidence, resiliency, conquering the imposter, and mental well-being. So today is a very exciting episode because we have a lovely guest with us all the way from the other side of the world in Singapore. So this is HEMA Dadwell, who you can see on the screens at this moment.
Hi, everyone.
Great to have
Hi.
you here, HEMA. It's lovely to have you here. I'm just going to give a little introduction about who she is so you can get to know her a little bit, and then I'm sure she'll give you lots more information as we go through the interview. So she is nature loving, high vibe, high energy, very vibrant and charismatic in her personality. She's self-driven and an inspiration to many, both elders and children alike. Her love for nature and her belief in holistic creativity inspired her to utilize this platform to share her experiences in life, living a simple yet stylish life. She was born in Himachal Pradesh in India, but has had the great fortune of traveling the world with her family from Melbourne to Cape Town, Monte Carlo, London, Durban, to name a few. And now she's been in Singapore for the last 12 years, which is where she lives. And one of the realizations that she had, which I'm sure she's going to develop on in the interview, is that no matter which culture or which background you come from, everybody needs a holistic life in order to live a happy and fulfilling life. She also has a bachelor's degree, which has also helped to further shape her knowledge and her lifestyle. She's been an educator in various international schools in Singapore. She's also a program leader for a mental health program. She's passionate about serving and giving back to the community with positivity, all things mental health and well-being. At present, she's very busy making videos on her YouTube channel to motivate and influence others about her holistic life, about fitness, about fashion, and also about positive energy. So, without further ado, HEMA, let's get straight into the interview. To start with, I want to ask you a basic question. What does mindfulness mean to you?
Wow. Mindfulness, actually, for me, mindfulness is being in present moment all the time. Be aware, conscious about your present moment, and just stay in that. For me, actually, because I love to lead a holistic lifestyle, so for me to be have a mind which is peaceful and calm and positive, and a body which is healthy and fit, and your soul will have a this attitude of gratitude, and just stay in present moment with this attitude of gratitude. That's mindfulness for me.
Yeah.
So because Nari, we have so many things to be grateful about, right?
Yeah.
So many things, that a simple thing like I am alive, I can breathe, I have two hands. So when we are busy in this attitude of gratitude, we don't have a time for any stress, any anxiety, or entangle with the other stuff. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's my mantra.
Yeah.
Being present.
I absolutely love that because really, truly, that's all you have in your control and in your power. So, about embracing life in the current moment is experiencing life to its fullest. So, thank you very much. That I totally resonate and agree with your words. So, with that, if you could share with our audience, what are your daily mindful practices that aid your well-being and all the different facets you just described there? Give us a little insight into your daily practices.
Oh, yes. So my daily practice actually first start with, because I believe, as I told you, I believe in holistic living. So with that, add the mindfulness. So my morning starts with a 3 glass of water. which is good for your gut.
Yeah.
So after that, I sit here for breathing exercises, and then I do my Jalniti, which is again a very ancient old practice, which I'm doing it from last 10 years. And it is a beautiful practice which helps to cleanse your system. So I do that and then do my oil pulling. And oil pulling again is a gut cleanser activity that I finish. All these activities doesn't take much time actually. It just take a little bit of your time, but then you have to be mindful that you want to give yourself a good start. And then I hit a gym with the oil in my mouth. I do my exercise. I give my this gift of movement. They say that movement is medicine, so I never fail to give this in the early mornings. Either I go for a walk, 5 or 6K walk, which I do every day, or sun salutation. I make sure that I'm doing 25 sun salutations without a skip. And I'm very happy to tell that I have never skipped from last, at least from last 5 6 years. I have never skipped doing it. So these are the practices which I do, and yeah, I'm going great with that.
It sounds amazing to hear you say those things, and there are quite a few things that you describe, but as you say, it doesn't take a lot of time. So really, anybody can integrate those practices into their life if they want to, but it's about researching and
Absolutely.
finding out how to do them properly. I absolutely love what you said about movement, and being physically active, because I think that really helps to make you mentally focused as well. And obviously it's really good for your body. The one thing that you
Yeah.
didn't mention, the one thing that you didn't mention that I wanted to ask you was about what about food? So when you talk about your body, what are your food practices?
Oh yes, food practices like it's they say you are what you eat.
Mhm.
So if you see my YouTube channels, I always give a recipe or something which I eat personally. So my food practices is like, though in Singapore, everybody eat outside, everybody there's a hawker centers, there's a lot of variety, but I make sure that I in a week, 5 days a week, I eat home cooked food because that's the best food. And I prefer and avoid all packaged food. Yeah. So that is the practice which I try to follow as much as possible, because I never indulge in. But yes, you go and explore outside, that's fine. But most of the time, I prefer home cooked food. And if you see, like most of the time, our platter, my food platter is always like 70% of greens, and the rest is all proteins and all that. So yeah. And I'm very fortunate, Nari. My husband is also like-minded guy, so no stress. We both like practice the same kind of.
That's great. Yeah. So you can both kind of enjoy the same sort of food because you like it, and
Yeah,
obviously it's good for you. And obviously, like they say, food is nourishing for the soul. So you are what you eat. So you're also not in terms of like literally your size, but also how you feel. Because
absolutely,
food has
yes.
nourishing properties which affect our hormones and affect our emotional energy as well. So I really love that. And I know for a lot of people, food is a struggle because it's also considered a pleasure in life. And like you say, having a takeaway or eating out at a restaurant might be something that you do for fun, or something that you enjoy, but it's not necessarily something that you make a habit out of that you do every day. Whereby if you eat
Correct.
at home, you can control what's on your plate. You can control how many greens there are, what proteins you have, and what fibers. So yeah, that sounds amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that.
One more point, Nari, which is my daily habit, which is like eating slow,
Oh,
eating mindfully. Yeah, because that way you are you can able to taste the things from like the real flavor of it. So you eat it, and then you're doing 70% of work here itself. They say when your gut is good, you are helping your gut, you're helping your body. So you're digesting your food here when you're chewing it properly. So you're not giving your rest of the work to your system, your intestines. So
yeah.
you're you know so that is a practice which I really, really highly recommend to everyone.
Mhm.
Eat, take your time, don't just hog food.
Yeah.
Eat mindfully, eat slowly, enjoy of every bite.
Yeah,
Yes,
I read something earlier about a mindfulness in terms of like when we're mindful, we're living each moment with intention. So what you're talking about is eating with intention, and obviously we all have to eat, and doing that in a very
absolutely, yeah.
mindful way. There's something that I posted recently, which just brought about on my Instagram, which was about saying the gut is your third brain. And I know so many people who suffer gut issues because they haven't dealt with other issues like emotional or psychological. So if you can eat well, like you say, and your gut is healthy, then that determines everything in terms of including how well you function and how you show up in life. So that's really useful to know.
Absolutely.
That's really useful. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. And the next question is, I thought this is a brilliant question from you because you're born in India, right? So you're from Asia. You're living in Singapore. Obviously, in the Western world, which is where I'm at, I've been brought up here. I've worked here, and I've met many women in the Western world, and I find like a lot of things, like for example, yoga, meditation, holistic lifestyle, Ayurveda, all of these things, they come from India and they come from Asia. So
Yeah.
with your upbringing and everything you have in terms of your toolkit and your knowledge in holistic lifestyle, what specifically from your roots and your Indian heritage would you like to share that's taught you this holistic lifestyle that other people can benefit from?
Well, in India, and I've been very fortunate because my father was in army. So, I have actually diverse culture. I've experienced all that. And this holistic lifestyle I've seen since the beginning, my grandmother practicing that. We in India, we have this joint family system. You're watching your siblings, you're watching your parents, elders, and then you learn from them. So as a kid, I have just watched them doing all that. So whatever all these practices I'm talking, be it a jal niti, be it oil pulling, all these practices I've seen since childhood, my elders doing it. And I have seen Nari, my father, who is in a good age now, but how well, like, still I can call my dad a young boy. He's his life practices, his discipline, of taking care of himself is like beautiful. So I feel these all practices are all age old practices, in all ancient practices, but it's a big gift to us, and we should actually do it with our open hand, open mind, learn it. While, like, as I was like telling somebody, some of my friends, like jal niti, they look very complicated, but it's as simple as drinking water. you know who can say that drinking water is a difficult thing? I don't think so, anyone, because everyone drinks. So all these practices are also as simple, but once you get hooked with it and you learn it, then they are as simple, and but they are small practices give you a big results. It gives you a big results, or in a term that you can avoid pills, medicines, and all that, and you can just remain healthy without all that.
Yeah,
So
like they say, Mother Nature has all the medication you need. And if you
yeah.
embrace that, you won't ever need to go to a doctor again, which would be amazing, right?
Absolutely. I absolutely believe this because they say, flow with the nature.
Yeah,
So if you're flowing with the nature, nature helps you to flourish.
it absolutely does. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really true. What about things like do you engage in meditation, in yoga, practices like that?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Meditation is a very important aspect of my life. Yeah. Because spirituality, I believe, it gives you a real wisdom. I feel that. I feel everyone. They say, we think that it's only the learned, or people with a very high qualification. They are intelligent, but no, everyone is intelligent. Everyone have an inner wisdom, and this inner wisdom grows when you go in silence.
Yeah.
So you can be more creative, you can be more productive.
Mm.
So meditation is very important part of my lifestyle.
Yeah.
I practice it in the morning, and I practice before going to bed. So these are the two times where I am very particular to practice, because they say when you go within, then there is a big world to discover
Yeah, yeah.
there as well.
Good.
Yeah,
All in, like you say, it's all internal. There's so much self-awareness, and within that there is so much wisdom. Like you said, you can learn so much in the world of academia. You can get all the qualifications that you want, but really until you go inside and see what internally is going on, what your self-awareness is, that's the greatest knowledge.
absolutely. Yeah.
And I totally agree with you. Doing yoga or meditation. I do yoga, and I've done it for a number of years, not as often or frequently as I'd like to. So for example, I don't do it every day. That would be great. But like meditation could be something as simple as walking in the woods or walking out in nature, because when you're connecting with a natural surrounding, your mindset just it slows down, and you're just in a different vibe, right? And you can think of things and focus on things that are actually important to you, and information just comes to you because you've not got any distractions. So it
Yep.
doesn't necessarily have to be sitting down and staring at an object for 15 minutes, which some people find uncomfortable, although that's a very well-known way of doing it, and it's a very good way of doing it. But it can be a number of things. But I very much agree. It's really good to quieten the mind down, create calmness and relaxation within ourselves.
Absolutely, Nari. I have made actually a intense long video, YouTube video. That was my first YouTube video, activity based meditation.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I truly believe in that. So
I love
please kindly, yeah, the viewers can go and watch that also, because they say, na, we need to be productive, and when we are productive, we are nourishing our soul and our mind, and it will work wonders.
yeah.
So activity based meditation is actually, as you were saying, sitting in silence is an advanced stage. That is also good.
Yes.
That is like an advanced stage. But
Yeah.
when you're a beginner, activity based meditation is in which you can practice. So it can be like you're doing painting, you're doing art, you're going for a nature walk, you're doing crochet,
Yeah.
any kind of activity,
Mm.
any kind of a hobby which you love to do it for yourself, and then you do that and you're indulged totally 100% there.
Yeah.
So this I specifically call it an activity based meditation, where you yourself be productive, and then of course for others also.
That's actually a really good name for it, I'd say. And I think a lot of people would resonate with that because they'd rather do that than sit down and do the more advanced stage. So that's really good to know. Thank you for that. Okay, so lots of things you've learned from living in India and growing up in India. I mean, my mum was brought up there in Delhi, and her sister, who's actually 20 years older than her, so she's almost like her mother. She
uh,
she has so many different things. Like if you get sick and you just ring her, she'll say, just drink this or drink that, and you'll be better. You don't need any medication from the chemist. And there's so many natural things I believe that
yep.
come from Asia, which the Western world are now adopting, aren't they? So yeah, it's great to learn. Okay, so the next question is it's really related to our audience actually, and I relate to it as well. So a lot of the women in the Western world, they live very hectic, very busy, full schedules, very crazy, high stress lives, right? And a lot of them actually don't know about mindfulness. They're not aware of it. So they'll do things like go for a massage, have a facial, get their nails done, things like that, and go for a run. A lot of people do engage in physical sports, but they are not aware of this other side, which is about the holistic lifestyle. So what I want from you is I want you to advise our audience and me about what can you recommend about how Western women can start to look after themselves in terms of living or approaching a holistic lifestyle.
Nowadays, I know nowadays stress is everywhere, right? Well, I feel, first of all, never take stress, because when we take stress, it really lowers your immunity. So, first of all, this awareness, itself will take your stress away, because whenever you are taking stress, you are actually hitting your immunity straight away. And when your immunity is down, then you are not productive. So it's always good to be stress free, relaxed, first of all. And second thing is, of course, indulge yourself in some or other hobby. So as we have discussed, activity based meditation, just start with that and take self care, because normally people think that self care is is very selfish, but no, you have to take care of yourself first so that you are able to take care of many others. So the best self care will be like, take care of your thoughts and minds, take care of your diet, go for a healthy lifestyle. Other than that, I'll say, don't compare yourself, because nowadays, it's a lot of competition. Go with your own pace. Don't compare yourself with other people's achievements or their performance. Just go with the flow of your own capacities, and try to compare yourself with your own previous, like, the if I'm like this good, I want to be this good to tomorrow, so just increase your capacity with your own self. Don't compare with any other but your own self. Always try to, steal away time to go within yourself, meditation.
Mm.
And because that is a beautiful gift you can give to yourself. Just be in silence, do breathing exercise. Breathing slowly and fast breathing is like you are in tension or stress, so just relax your mind. So you just focus your attention to your breathing, and then you know that, okay, I have to slow down, calm down. Your breathing have a lot of to do with your internal body, what's happening inside. And also take care of your thoughts, because when you're meditating, actually, then you are more aware of your thoughts. So they say na, if you it's a big thing taking care of your thoughts, but it become very easy when you are calm and composed. It's very easy to see your mind thoughts, and then you can control your thoughts, like, oh, I don't want to think this, and okay, this is a good thought. You can direct yourself towards that. And try to keep yourself away from any kind of a negativity. Any kind of a negativity, it can be like thoughts, it can be people around, it can be some situations. So try to see the positive side, and that only will happen when you are yourself, a little calm down and slow down. I always believe, Nari, that don't run for happiness. Stay happy, and then do your duties. Whatever small little things you're doing, do that with staying happiness first. So don't run after happiness, that, oh, I do this pedicure and I'll feel happy. Oh, I watch this movie and I'll feel happy. I do. No, happiness will never come like that. So you have to just stay in present moment, stay mindful, stay happy, and then do your anything you're doing. It can be your office job, it can be an interaction with your child, it can be interaction with your colleagues, it can be any interaction, it can be anything you're doing. But just first stay happy, be contented, and then perform whatever you want to perform. What do you think? What is your opinion about it?
Beautiful advice there. I'm just taking everything in, and absolutely everything you said was just so beautiful and really deep. If only in life, we could live and do all of those things in parallel. We can work towards it, and as much of it we do.
Definitely.
But
Yes.
yeah, one thing, like I said about people living highly stressed lives, like, it really affects their behaviors. It makes people irritable, it makes them impatient, it makes them angry. And I can see this in people, and I think, they don't have that mindfulness intelligence, basically to look after their well-being, to go inside and resolve their internal issues, like what you said about breathing. That's one of the most profound ways that we can actually look after our well-being. And how often in a day do people think, oh, let me just focus on my breath for a minute? You don't. You just carry on with your day. You're probably
Yep.
breathing fast and slow throughout different points of the day. When you're highly stressed, you might have, like, even people have tightness in their chest. But really, if you breathe correctly, you can sort out quite a lot of internal issues. Like they say,
Absolutely.
the Kapalabhati breathing that I've done before, that's really, really useful, where you hold your breath and then you release it. And, I would normally only do that in a yoga class. I wouldn't think, oh, let me do it in the morning. But really, to be healthy, I mean, my nana, as in my mum's father, he used to do it when we were kids. And I remember we used to watch him and we used to laugh and think, oh, what is he doing? Like holding his nose and breathing out of his nostril. But really, it was one of the most intelligent things. He was living a
Yes.
holistic life. And then the other thing I say about what you said about emotions and being mindful and not engaging in negative energy, not comparing yourself to others, going at life at your own pace. I totally resonate with this because, as they say, you are what you feel. And there's a famous quote which goes something like, "No ship in the can ever sink unless all of the sea enters That's the only way it can sink." So for a human being,
Mm,
if you cannot sink, if you don't let those external influences actually become you.
right.
So if you're able to battle
Absolutely.
out and still be yourself, you can still stay strong and resilient regardless of all the negative connotations,
Absolutely.
or negative influences around
Mm,
you, because we all have it, right? We have different people,
mm,
different experiences. We're not able to control everybody that we work with. Some maybe sometimes family we can't choose. There can be difficult people in every different situation, but it's about you keeping yourself strong regardless, and that's what you call resiliency. So from what you're telling me, holistically, if you're living holistically, you are a very resilient individual. And that would explain why, Hema, when every time I see you, you always inspire me, you're always happy, you've got amazing advice to share. And it motivates and encourages me, and I love to have people around me like that. So thank you so much for all that you're doing so far. But before we finish, I do want to ask you, what are your top tips that you want to leave our audience with, for well-being, and happiness?
Top tip is that live your life to the fullest, and that only can possible when you're living in present moment. Whatever you're doing, try to be very mindful and enjoy that moment, because once it is gone, then they say in Anari, past is regret and future is pain, suffering. So don't get into that, neither on past not in future.
Yeah,
Just be now,
yeah.
because just this moment pass away and it become past, and then you regret. So don't let that regret sink in you. Enjoy this moment. So whenever you take out time, because nowadays everybody is on a computer, so just relax your body. So I apply this 20-20 rule. So every after 20 minutes, take a traffic control kind of a thing. So just put an alarm, and every 20 minutes get up, go and grab water, take a like 1 minute breathing break, or maybe just tapping a little bit here, relaxing your
Yeah.
eyes, yeah, activating your lymphatic system. Just give consciously the 1-2 minutes to yourself, and then get back to your work. But after 20 minutes, every 20 minutes, just give this kind of breaks to yourself
Mhm.
consciously.
So conscious breaks. I love that, and I know a lot of people,
Mindful breaks, yeah.
yeah, who work in the corporate world, they could definitely do. They say the recommendation usually is take a 10-minute break every hour. So I love your 2020 because it means get a
2020 is
break every
good.
3 minutes. I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's really, really good. Thank you so much for today. I've certainly learnt a lot, and I'm sure our audience has picked up lots of amazing tips from you as well. So, tell us then, Hema, if people want to know more, where can they find you?
They can find me in my Instagram handle. I have this Hema Dudwal, at Hema Dudwal. And they can also find me at my YouTube channel, Happiness with Hema.
Oh,
So
lovely.
these are two platforms.
Perfect. And I know personally you've got a lot of content on both of those platforms. Very inspiring, motivating, encouraging, and so much knowledge you have that you're sharing with everyone. I think it's amazing. So, I would like to applaud you on the work that you're doing. A lot of it is just giving back voluntarily to society and to the world, and that's such a beautiful thing. So, thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much, Nari, and you are also doing wonderful job. Really, that's why that's why the connection is there.
that.
It's always bit. It is always nice to give your bit without any expectation, and then that gives you a very different kind of a satisfaction. You
I,
feel the purpose. Yeah,
I definitely agree that we've been lucky enough to connect on energy. We've connected energetically, so and that connection will last. So thank you very much as well for your compliments as well.
my
So yeah,
pleasure. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you very much, Emma. It's been a great to have you here. And like I said, if you want to find Hema, she's just told you where to look on Instagram and on YouTube. So also a reminder to connect with myself on Sky High Empowerment Coaching on Instagram and Sky High Leadership. They're both connected. Websites coming out soon, and Ladies in Leadership on YouTube and podcast. All the links are on my Instagram, so really that's the main place to go to find everything. So I hope everybody has a lovely day, and see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.